Hello everyone, I'm Rashmi. I welcome you all to Akshara Public School Science Learning Platform. Today, we are going to learn about the topic sorting materials into groups. Our objectives for today's session is we are learning to define classification, conductors and insulators, explain the need for the classification of materials, describe different properties of materials. Students, in the next slide, I am going to display a mind map for you all. You have to observe and listen to me carefully. Let's start it. Classification. The orderly arrangement of items into group is called classification. We have learned that matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Matter is made up of tiny particles that cannot be seen with the eyes. Each state has its individual properties. They are solid, liquid and gaseous. Students, we can classify the substances based on their appearances and texture. If you touch a piece of sandpaper and a piece of silk, we will find that the sandpaper is rough and while silk is soft and smooth. Luster. If we compare silk and steel are shiny, whereas the other materials are dull. Shiny materials have lustrous property. Fluidity. Ability of a substance to flow easily are known as fluidity. Example, liquid and gases. Students, let us learn about solubility. Soluble substances. Some substances like sugar, salt and soap dissolve in water. They are soluble substance. Insoluble substances. Sand, clay, tea leaves are called as insoluble substances. Miscible substances, capable of being mixed. We say that milk and water. Immiscible substances, incapable of being mixed, like oil and water. Let us learn about advantages of classification. Easy to arrange. To study the objects. Students, let us learn about transparency. Transparent materials. Transparent materials are those materials which allows light to pass through it completely. Example, clear water. Translucent materials, allowing light but not detailed shape. Example, tracing paper. Opaque object, not able to seen through. You cannot see the source of light when you have the book in front of you, because it does not allow any light that falls on it to pass through. Those objects are known as opaque objects. Let us learn about magnetic nature. Magnetic materials. Materials that are attracted to magnets are known as magnetic materials. Example, steel. Non-magnetic materials. Materials they are not attracted to magnet, those materials are known as non-magnetic materials. Example, paper. Flammability. In flammability, we can classify the substances based on combustible substances and non-combustible substances. Combustible substances able to catch fire and burn easily. Example, petrol. Non-combustible substances made of material that does not burn if exposed to fire. Example, water. Let us learn about conduction of electricity. Conductors, an object that allows the heat and electricity to pass through them. Those objects are known as conductors. Example, silver. Insulators, objects do not allow heat and electricity. Those objects are known as insulators. Example, plastic. Let us learn about nonmetals. Nonmetals can be solid, liquids or gases. Most nonmetals do not shine. Non-metals are insulators as they are poor conductors of heat and electricity. They are neither malleable nor ductile in nature. Metals. Metals are generally in solids except for mercury. They are shiny, we can call it as lustrous. They are malleable and they are ductile in nature. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. They allow heat and electricity to pass through them. Dear students, I think everybody has understood. Home play. Define following terms: classification, conductors, transparent materials, soluble substances. Thank you everyone.